Well, my friends, hello, hello. How are you? Um, yeah, just got back in. I was away at my at a family birthday party tonight or this afternoon, so I just got back and thought, as we said, we would do our last little hello to everybody. I just want to say thank you, particularly to um, Alison and Stephen for putting that video together. It was amazing. Thank you very much. That was just such a pleasant thing. I got back in last night. I had my lovely old neighbour, old Jim, is a lovely old man across the street from Coatbridge who was celebrating his 87th birthday party during the week on Thursday, I think, and yeah, he's a cool guy, and so we had him round, and I was playing some Mario Lanza and Joseph Locke and some other Irish singers that I'd never heard of, Finbar Wright, and yes, it was we played some really interesting. So I got out Spotify and I was playing them from Spotify. Not a big fan of the old Spotify. But anyway, for those things, it's great. So then I came back in and got that lovely video message from all of you. Thank you very much. Just great to see that, messages from all over, and particularly for, my cousin in Canada, which was amazing. Tony and Marie, and they're just family. That's just so lovely. So I'm only going to sing a couple of songs tonight, and just want to genuinely thank everybody for all the lovely things that you did for the bikes, and just amazing, absolutely amazing. I want to kind of carry that on, that continue that bike thing on, but we can discuss that in a wee minute or so. Well, if anything, my love, a wish from up above. Well, I might be chasing love. Don't wanna be a rolling stone. I just want somewhere to call home. I'm sick and tired of being alone. Well, if anything, I try that can be denied. Well, I might be wishing I was somewhere else, like in the arms of one who cares, that holds me when I start to scream. Well, I might be chasing dreams, 'cause it's all a show, it's all a show. It don't matter where on earth I go, it's still the only thing I know. Well, if anything, my love, a wish from up above. Well, I might be chasing love, 'cause I might give in, I might give in to all the pressure that I'm in, 'cause I've got the willingness to lovely. Lovely. Oh, there's a wee thing going up in the screen. Have to get rid of that. Very annoying. Comes up in the screen. Oh, there's. I think that's the music police coming to get me. Phil sent them. It's the piano police coming to get me. Dirty bastards. The wee foxes were out last night again. It was really cool to see them. They didn't come out. They came out late though. After I was reading your, after I was watching your lovely videos, I sort of was packing a couple of wee things away. I was watering my potatoes, and whatever else I was trying to water. I planted the corn and the stuff, and doing a couple of late night things. And I thought I'll pop my head over that old rickety wall just to see if the foxes were there. And by gum, they were there. So that was lovely. So I think one of the things we have to do, we have to close the competition. So there's no. I don't think it's fair to finish off with a competition question tonight. So I'll just ask you to hand them or to email me your answers, preferably the questions and the answers. You know why? Oh dear, because my head is up my anal department sometimes, and so email me your answers, and then we can decide whether I'm going to Scotland or England or Ireland or Canada or Australia or France, or try to think who else has been writing in from other countries. Italy. Nobody from New Zealand. Nobody from Wales. What's happened there? Nobody from Wales. Stop voting Tory. Oh, it's on its political high. Right, I'm going to read you this last one piece of that was in the back of the it was in the back of the old book, and it says "Silencers, Please," and that is Coney Island. That was going to be the cover. That was originally going to be the cover of Sunnyside Pal. Yeah, I don't know what that says there. You'd be able to read it, but I can read you out. His early career was blighted by kicking Bonnie Langford in the backside, but Jinky Jimmy, don't know where he gets that from, tells Liam Rudden how he came to bounce back via East 17. This should be fun. I never read any of these things. Over the years, it's a fair bet that the thought of booting Bonnie Langford up the backside will have appealed to more than 130-something weaned on a TV diet of Just William and the Hot Shoe Show. Ex-Silencers frontman JJ Gilmore didn't just think about it, he did it, and got thrown off a popular ITV Kids variety series Junior Showtime as a result. Wonder if Bonnie Langford remembers that. Wonder if it actually happened. I wonder if my mother was right. I wonder if I made it up. Preparing for his gig at the Cabaret Voltaire This Sunday, the singer laughs as he recalls, it was nothing to what she deserved. I was 7 at the time and had always performed entertaining older people in the community the way youngsters do, traipsing along to old folks' homes. That's a lie. One of my aunts got in touch with Junior Showtime, who were desperate for kids. And I get thrown in at the deep end. It was then that the young Bonnie Langford get kicked up the arse. She was playing football with a guy called Glyn Poole, who had a song called Millie Molly Mandy, sweet as sugar candy, little eyes of blue. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Millie Molly Mandy, because they did Junior Showtime every week. They were part of the fixtures and wouldn't let me join in. I said, for heaven's sake, for fuck's sake, give me a kick in the ball, you wee bastard. I just want to play ball with you. Oof. Now, she didn't exactly say, I'll scream, but she made reference to the fact that I wasn't welcome, so she get kicked severely up the arse and I get sent packing. It's safe to say, therefore, that the Glasgow-born JJ, or Jinky, as he is often known, has been around for some time, although, as the Langford incident hints, at first it seemed football, not music, might be his chosen career, hence his nickname after Celtic's legendary winger, Jinky Jimmy Johnston. Oh, there's the large train. Hello, we're talking about Bonnie Langford here, my good friends. So, bravo, on your way, and if you do go to some fancy establishment, you see Bonnie, give her my love, and Glyn Poole too. Lovely. Have yourself a Prosecco, for goodness sake. Get yourself some Cava, Prosecco. Why don't go the whole hog, get some champers. It's the end of it. It's the end of the old word we don't mention. Get on with it. He explains, everybody thought I was going to be a football player. Did he? Don't think anybody thought you were going to be a football player. I suppose I must be the understudy to Rod Stewart. They write anything, don't they? Because once I got the ball at my feet, nobody could get it off me. Oh, you do talk some shite. In those days, if you were good at football, you were either Jimmy Johnston or Willie Henderson, depending on what side of Celtic or Rangers divide you were from. I was Jinky. Now, thanks to some gentle persuasion from his dad, Gilmore is better known as JJ. I'd always been referred to as Jinky. There was never any mention of Gilmore, even on my albums, he says. Even on the albums. My old man asked me, why do they never put your full name? ? Typical father, but that went into my head and I decided to reclaim my name. People thought I was mad. I'd created a career out of being Jinky Gilmore. Well, how did you when you never used Gilmore? Misprint. They thought that if I changed it to James Gilmore, all of a sudden people wouldn't know who I was. So we settled on James Jinky Gilmore, and then some Einstein at the record company decided it should be JJ. That's totally true. Gilmore's career started in earnest back in the 80s with the Dundee band Joe Public. 2 years later, he joined Celtic rockers The Silencers, a band that in the early days were often compared with U2 and Simple Minds. The Silencers were on tour in Canada with the Pretenders. That's where I met them. I just had signed a publishing deal with Bruce Allen, the guy who looked after Bryan Adams. Didn't actually sign a publishing deal with him. Signed a publishing deal with a guy called Tom Lavin, who was working with Bruce Allen. But anyway, there you go. Was the kind of thing just starting to make it, and was kind of just starting to make a tiny wee wave in the music industry. So I introduced myself to them. He remembers Jimmy O'Neill, the front man at the time, said he'd love to hear some of my demos. So I took him some. Not true either. My friend Janice gave him some of my demos. 3 or 4 weeks later, I got a phone call asking if I'd like to help them out by doing vocals on their third album, Dance to the Holy Man. I was absolutely delighted and thought that'll be that. But within 24 hours of being with the guys, they asked me to join. I jumped at the chance. That's not true either. Gilmore toured the world with the band for 7 years, playing and singing on 3 albums before leaving to pursue a solo career in 1996, something he had put on hold as an unexpected career move saw him front briefly London boy band East 17. That was crazy. I'd been looking for someone to co-write with because I didn't think I could write on my own. Then I got a phone call from Runrig asking if I'd like to be their new singer. That's not true either. I approached Runrig. And at the same time got a call from Tom Watkins, East 17's manager in London. Brian Harvey had just been sacked and they wanted me to front them. It was a total shift in direction. I said I'd do their Russian tour with them to help them out, but after a couple of months we figured that it wasn't going to work. They figured it wasn't going to work. Around the same time, Tony Mortimer also decided to quit East 17. The pair teamed up again and began writing together. They co-wrote Believe Me Now, which featured on Gilmour's debut Sunnyside Pal, which was released in 2002. We took what we thought was the best Silencer song I had sung and the best East 17 song, which was obviously Stay Another Day, and thought, let's try to write something in that vein. We came up with Believe Me Now. Since then, Gilmour, who is now based in Jersey, has added a string of high-profile gigs to his CV, performing with Mike Peters, The Alarm, Bob Geldof and Ocean Colour Scene. However, it has taken until his mid-30s. As far as the media are concerned, I'm only 27, which is a total lie, he quips, amongst many lies in here, for Gilmour to fulfil an other long-held ambition. Last year he landed a part of a mortuary assistant in an episode of Taggart, which is due to be screened on the March 26th. Terrible I was as well. I had to do the overdubs yesterday, he reveals. It was filmed over Christmas and I'd been to around 20 Christmas parties and was about 12 pounds overweight. And by God, when I saw the rushes on Taggart, it showed. On TV, you always look heavier than you are. Yeah, right. Although he was thrilled to have been invited to take part in the cop drama, Gilmour admits that his first day on location was a nightmare. Alex Norton and John Meekie were fantastic. They really helped me through it. It's not a huge part, but there were maybe 20 lines in it. But it's still a part that's important to the story. They need information from me, and I'm intrigued to see if I can get anything out of them. Despite this newfound channel for his creativity, Gilmour insists that music remains his focus. Well, after you saw that, no wonder. It's the only reason I get out of my bed in the morning, he says, adding that he is keen to build further on the work he put in last year. With talks already underway with various festivals, including Tea in the Park, which I never got on, the Lorient Celtic Festival, which I never got on, the Charou in Brittany, which I never got on, and La Route du Roc in Saint Malo, which I never got on. It looks like he's set to do just that. Thankfully, Sunday's gig is just a bit closer to home. £6 and £1 booking fee. There we go. Oh, yeah. Let's leave it at that. That should be the last story, I think, from that little book. Easy now. The road's a long walk, and lonely are the days to comfort you. We don't get the time to touch all those little things, baby. I'm hurting you. Don't think I don't know about the hopes and plans you made, about the silly things you're thinking when your heart is sinking. Anytime I come home late, don't think I don't care. I don't want to work it out. It's just I'm planning on you, hanging on. You gotta believe me now. Well, it's funny how we don't get the time to touch. But in life, the only thing is constant is change. The So many people come and go, and take the innocence we used to know. Don't think I don't know about the hopes and plans you made, about the silly things you're thinking when your heart is sinking. Anytime I come home late, don't think I don't care. I don't want to work it out. It's just I'm planning on you, hanging on. You gotta believe me now. Echoes of yesterday, living in my memory. They're living in my memory. Echoes of yesterday. Have I learned it anyway? Wrong chords. But don't think I don't know about the hopes and plans you made, about the silly things you're thinking when your heart is sinking. And I come home late, don't think I don't care. Don't wanna work it out. It's just I'm planning on you, hanging on. You gotta believe me now. You gotta believe me now. You gotta believe me now. Don't you know we've come too far now just to go and try to throw it all away? I thought I heard you said you love me, and that you stay, won't you stay just one more day? 'Cause baby, if you got to go away, don't think I could take the pain. Won't you stay another day? God, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another? Stay now, stay now, stay now, stay now, stay now. And baby, if you got to go away, don't think I could take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Yeah, good wee song. Okay, I read this morning. It was nice. By James Fenton. Our last little poem together, folks. This is where I came from. I passed this way. This should not be shameful or hard to say. A self is a self. It is not a screen. A person should respect what he has been. This is my past, which I shall not discard. This is the ideal. This is hard. Now, there's a team of them going over Pricks Bridge. Must be, there's 3, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 of them. All young team. Not social distancing. Nobody can say that, can they? That's disting. Everybody says distancing. I saw Brian Cox doing a BBC thing yesterday, which was written Rebus, written by oh God. Anyway, you know who I mean, the guy, the Edinburgh writer that wrote that's terrible, I can't even remember what he wrote now. Anyway. But Brian Cox tried to say distancing, and he couldn't say it either. He said distancing. distancing. It's a hard thing to say. Yeah. So there we are. They weren't social distancing. Busy. It was busy. But here we go. So our dear friend William Seahart says, the condition is for regret. Also suitable for living in the past, self-loathing and shame. I know all of those. At times my pharmacy can be a lot like a confessional. It can be hard to hear some of the things that people have to say, perhaps above all when they express some elements of themselves that I share, and like them, I'm yet to come to terms within myself. So universal is this problem, in fact, that I would prescribe James Fenton's poem The Ideal to almost anyone, whether or not they thought they needed it. Coming to terms with oneself and one's past is a crucial prerequisite for moving on and for escaping those familiar patterns of thought and behaviour that have dragged one down for so long. Luckily for all of us, when we're finally prepared to open that door, the cupboard that we thought was full of snakes often turns out to contain nothing more frightening than dust. But self-forgiveness is hard. Of course it is. If it's not hard, then we're not doing it right. We've all had that flinching moment of sudden recollection, something we said or did which we regret so intensely that the feeling is almost physical. How could emotions this visceral be easy to overcome? This poem reminds us forcefully of the difficulty of self-acceptance. It braces us for the journey ahead and reminds us of what we are aiming for. We can try to live up to the ideal, to be at ease with our own mistakes, our own flaws, but we will inevitably fail some of the time. Anyone would. The trick is to keep the ideal in mind. The trick is not to be discouraged. There we go. I recommend it. I read it every morning, a little page every morning. It's really good. It's really heartwarming. Thank you, Joseph Donnelly, for that. It's a lovely thing. And thus we come to the sort of end of our... I need to get back, just to explain to you, I need to get back to songwriting. I need to put my concentration back into more songs. I need to get back to living again. And I'm not saying that this period or this lockdown has got anything to do with that. It's just time for me to get back writing again. I feel it now, and Joe and I are working on some new Caesar songs, and we're obviously so pleased and so freshly heartened by the fact that Joseph and Stuart, Paul, myself and Ross will be going down to Blenheim Palace to play with Simple Minds. And if that's all we ever do again, then what an honour that'll be with Deacon Blue and Simple Minds. That'll be a lovely wee night. I might even have a wee glass of wine that night. Maybe use that this time next year as my introduction to a little glass of fizz or something. Who knows? We'll see. But this has been great. I've really enjoyed it. It's gave me a fresh impetus to get back to playing again, to get back to my music, to get back writing lyrics and doing all the things that I should be doing. And this has been a huge help. So I'm very fortunate for that. I'm really also fortunate that it's gave me a chance to do the from leading to Alan Doak asking me to put a tip jar up, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to, anybody that could help, just to give a bit of money to the food bank. There's many, much more needy people out there than ever I was. So the tip jar became the donation to the food bank, which became I don't know how we got onto bikes, but I know how we got onto bikes. I wanted to locate some bikes for kids that needed them. During that then led me on to contacting the food bank with an excess of bikes. They then introduced me to another young guy, Alan, who now takes the bikes, and I've got 3 more to give him tomorrow. So, you know, every now and again I'll pop a little reminder on. I still can't get my Facebook thing fixed, so please just message me at my email or contact on my Facebook. There's a message contact. I can't do anything on Facebook. I can't. Sometimes I can see some messages, sometimes I can't. So I can't reply to you, even your kindness and the lovely things that you've said recently in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I can't reply to them. Pardon me, because Facebook, something's happened with it, and I've sent them copious amounts of emails, and they're not getting back to me. So that's life. Thursday, going to Largs. My friends and I would like to say thank you for all the entertainment. Go and enjoy your pate. Go on, enjoy it, and have yourself some... Why not have yourself a bit of game? Have a bit of game tonight, you know. Don't eat your pheasant until you've had all your duck. Go on, have yourself a bowl. Where are we? Yeah, that little thing. That's us. Thank you. If you can continue giving to the food bank, or just do anything to help your fellow man, woman, then do it. It's a nice feeling. I've got a great feeling out of that. You just get as much back as you do giving. It's the first time I've really had a concerted effort at doing something really positive for a continued amount of time, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really enjoying it, and I hope that continues. I'm not going anywhere. I hope the universe has got some other songs in mind for me. And remember, if you want any lyrics, handwritten lyrics, then please write to me at jjgilmore@gmail.com. Song we can all sing along to. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us on the sky. Imagine all the people Well, I hope you all enjoyed it, folks. I enjoyed it immensely. And we'll see you soon at a gig. Keep your chins up. And let's see where we go from all this madness. But I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in each night and being so generous with your time and your comments and all the lovely things that you've said. I've really enjoyed it. But for now, it's too